Picture the end of the world. Not bombs, not fire, just hunger. And somewhere in a frozen forest, you find a rabbit. You catch it, you cook it, you eat every bite. For a moment, you feel safe. But here's the twist almost nobody knows. If rabbit was the only thing you ate, it could kill you. Not slowly, not eventually. In weeks. Most people assume more meat means more survival. More protein, more strength, more time. That's not quite right. Explorers who lived through real starvation gave this exact death a name. They called it rabbit starvation. And once you understand why it happens, you'll never look at efficient food the same way again. Because the answer isn't about rabbits at all. It's about what your body actually needs to keep you alive. Stay till the end. The last part changes how you think about food, fat, and survival itself. Let's start with the obvious question. Why rabbit? Rabbits breed fast. They eat almost nothing. They convert RAS into meat faster than almost any animal on Earth. On paper, that makes them the perfect survival food. Fast to raise, cheap to feed, endless supply. So why didn't ancient humans build entire diets around them? Why do modern preppers warn you never to rely on rabbit alone? Here's what's fascinating. Rabbit meat is almost pure protein, barely any fat, and your body cannot run on protein alone. Not for long. Not even close. Imagine you're stranded. No bread, no rice, no oil. Just rabbit, again and again. At first you feel fine, then your body demands something you're not giving it. Fat. You start craving it, not wanting it. Craving it like your life depends on it, because it does. This isn't folklore. Roman soldiers wrote about it over 2,000 years ago, describing sickness after eating unfamiliar, lean food in unfamiliar lands. Arctic explorers in the 1800s and 1900s documented it firsthand. One name comes up again and again. Vilhjalmur Stefansson, an early 20th century Arctic explorer who lived for years among Inuit hunters. He noticed something strange. The Inuit almost never ate lean meat alone. They chased fat first. Old male caribou, fatty seal, blubber. Lean young meat was often given to the dogs. At first, that seemed backwards. Why waste the healthiest, leanest meat on animals? But then science confirmed what those hunters already knew from generations of survival. Your liver can only process so much protein per day. Push past that limit and your body can't turn it into energy fast enough. Ammonia builds up. So does nitrogen waste your kidneys can't clear. The result feels less like hunger and more like poisoning. So what actually happens inside you? Nausea creeps in first, then exhaustion that sleep doesn't fix. Diarrhea follows within days. Headaches, irritability. A strange mental fog like your brain is starving even though your stomach is full. And it might be the strangest part of all. You can eat until you're stuffed, completely full, and still be dying of malnutrition. Your stomach says, stop. Your cells say I'm empty, because fullness and nourishment aren't the same thing. Stefansson tested this on purpose. In the 1920s, he agreed to eat almost nothing but lean meat under medical observation in New York. Within days, the symptoms hit exactly as predicted. The moment fat was reintroduced, everything reversed. Energy came back. The sickness lifted. One small amount of fat undid what pure lean protein could not fix. But this isn't just a story about explorers and rabbits. There's a darker chapter historians rarely mention out loud. During disastrous Arctic expeditions, when starving survivors resorted to the unthinkable to stay alive, researchers later noticed something chilling. Human muscle, like rabbit meat, is extremely lean, which meant even that desperate act didn't fully save them. The very people trying hardest to survive were often the ones who ate the most lean meat, the fastest in a desperate rush. And that acceleration made things worse, not better. Let's compare this to your life right now, because this isn't just ancient history. Think about lean and clean diets today. Chicken breast, egg whites, fat-free everything, marketed as the healthiest option on the shelf. But your body hasn't changed since the Ice Age. It still needs fat to absorb certain vitamins. It still needs fat to protect your organs, cushion your nerves, build your cell walls. Strip it out completely and you're not being healthy. You're recreating rabbit starvation in slow motion. So why does this keep surprising people? Because we've been taught to think of protein as the hero nutrient, and fat as the villain. For most of the 20th century, fat was blamed for nearly everything. Heart disease, obesity, early death, so people cut it aggressively. But your ancestors, the ones who actually survived winters with nothing but wold game, knew something modern diet culture forgot. Balance isn't optional. It's the whole system. Protein builds you. Fat fuels you. Carbs keep the engine idling in between. Remove one piece, and the machine doesn't run leaner. It breaks down. So here's the real answer to the question we started with. Rabbit isn't dangerous because it's bad food. Rabbit is dangerous because it's incomplete food. And efficient only matters if efficient actually keeps you alive. A food source that grows fast, breeds fast, and costs nothing to raise means nothing if your body can't survive on it alone. Efficiency without balance isn't survival. It's a slower kind of starvation with a full stomach. And that's the uncomfortable truth hiding underneath this whole story. We assume more of a good thing is always better. More protein, more output, more hustle, more of whatever seems to be working. But your body, and honestly your whole life, doesn't run on more of one thing. It runs on balance. Push too hard on a single input, cut out everything else that seems efficient, and something inside eventually breaks. Quietly, slowly, until it isn't quiet anymore. The hunters who survived those brutal winters didn't chase the leanest meat. They chased the fat everyone else overlooked, because they understood what enough actually means. Not the most efficient option, the one that keeps you whole. So next time something looks perfectly optimized, perfectly efficient, ask yourself what it's quietly leaving out. Because sometimes the thing that looks like the smartest choice is the one slowly starving you from the inside.